My name is Ken, but my friends call me Ken Dog, and I'm inviting you to join me as I travel down the Mother Road, Route 66. After leaving the town of Atlanta, Illinois, my next stop was in Lincoln, just up the road, not too far. Town of Lincoln, Illinois. Yeah, this was a neat little town here. Older town as you can see, but it was pretty cool. I love how they have these high sidewalks. It's where they used to tie up their horses, right? So that was really kind of cool to see, but I was wanting to see a few things specific like this right here. This is where, on August 27th, 1853, Abraham Lincoln arrived from Springfield in a ceremony by the railroad tracks there, and he had some farmers bring some watermelon for everybody, and he used a little bit of the juice to christen the railroad tracks. Such a cool story. Gotta love President Lincoln. They really show off that they're on Route 66. There's signage everywhere. I really love this little town, but there was something on the other side of town that I was wanting to see, so I headed that way. I'm in Lincoln, Illinois, and according to the Guinness, that is the world record for the largest covered wagon. Oh yeah, and that's Abraham Lincoln sitting up there. I have no idea why stuff like this fascinates me so much. I mean, I don't I don't know why they even built this. I mean, you could see it there. They talk about it a little bit, but it's like, okay. I mean, it's a very interesting thing. It's from the Rail Splitter Festival. It is known as the Rail Splitter. Abe Lincoln sitting there reading a book, his top hat on, just looking all Abe Lincoln-y here in Lincoln, Illinois. It's kind of neat. Again, the Guinness World Record for the world's largest covered wagon. Never knew that I had to see it until I saw it was going to be on this trip, and then I knew I had to come by and check it out because, A, I've studied a lot about President Lincoln, been to his tomb, and now I've seen him sitting on top of the world's largest covered wagon. So on the road we go with a quick look at the old pig hip, and then it's into Elkhart Station. And you just never know who you're going to see on the road because looky here, there's Ronald McDonald. How about that? That's just nuts. But Elkhart was a neat little town, a very small little town, but it was really cool to get to check it out. I just love these little towns along Route 66. Look at this. What is that, a howitzer or something? I don't know what those things are called. My buddy Bob would know, but he wasn't with me, so I didn't get to learn about it, but it was still pretty neat. Such cool little towns. And my next one was Williamsville, Illinois. They've got a pretty popular directional sign here. Now, I thought it was going to have more places along Route 66 on it, but no, we're talking all over the place. So what do we got there? We got Toronto, New York, Chicago. Now, that was the beginning of Route 66. That's only 167 miles behind me. Tokyo is just a little bit further away. There's Beijing and even Prague there. So, I was really hoping it would have more Route 66 places, but I still love seeing those, assuming those are accurate mileage and kilometer charts. Just up the road from it is the old station on Route 66. This one is an old Shell station. It's been around since the 1930s. Of course, it's been remodeled. It does have like a little souvenir shop in there, but there was nobody there the day I was there, so, that should sound pretty familiar. Hey, look at that. There's a Sinclair dinosaur over there. I'm going to have to go say hi to him. Definitely, but it's a pretty neat little place. Even if it does say Texaco and all the rest of them on it, it is partly a Shell station, maybe Sinclair, maybe it's a little bit of everything. But it is really, really cool. I love old gas stations. And check out these huge pistons down here. It's a bicycle rack, right? So you can tie up your bike if you want. The old signs are really neat too. And who doesn't love a classic Coke machine? Absolutely. And thank you to the Sinclair Dinosaur for taking a selfie with me. Yeah, really cool little station here. Great place to get out, stretch your legs, check it out. Again, I love these old school gas stations like this. This town was really neat too. They've got a lot of stuff, but most of it was closed, like this museum here and an old train car. I don't know. I guess maybe I planned my trip wrong. Maybe I should have done it more in the middle of summer, but it was back out onto the route and onto what I really don't like of Route 66, and that's the interstate. I'm in Springfield, Illinois at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, and this is the Route 66 experience. Let's go check this out. It's just there in Chicago yesterday. Drive-in theater over there. Showing a classic Western. Who's up ahead? Look, it's my buddy, the Gemini Giant. Seen a lot of these places already. Look, there's Nellie's. You got the Braidwood Zoo, the Gardner T-cell jail. Oh yeah, love my stop right here. That was a good one. If you're ever through Gardner on Route 66, stop here at the shop on the route. Visit Tom. Let's try that again. Stop. Saw a lot of these just today. you don't know whose signs these are, you haven't driven very far. Barber shave. Saw him earlier. Look, there's ABE Lincoln, the rail splitter. World's largest covered wagon. Just there about an hour ago. Zero miles to Springfield, because that's where we are, where I am. So yeah, Route 66 does this split right here. So you can come down two different ways. Tomorrow I'm going to take this down to Auburn, and then I'm going to cut back over and go down. It's Bob Waldmeyer. Headed that way shortly. Photo spot. Legend. Oh, look at that. Check out all of those neon signs, restored neon signs. Those are absolutely gorgeous. Wish I could be here after dark to see them lit up. Yeah, that is fantastic.
Let's go. Check this out, it's homage to the Bunions. Must have missed that, I don't know. Franken muffler, man. Check that out. Godzilla, king of the monsters. These out over here. That lights up in neon. See, that'd be so cool to see this at night. Look at this. All the different shields, or a whole bunch of them. Oh, look up top. Would that be Bob Waltmeyer's V-dub that we saw earlier? One last thing, the Chain of Rocks Bridge. This leads us from Illinois into Missouri. won't be walking the Chain of Rocks Bridge, so this is as close as I'll be able to do it. And there's my car. Illinois State Fairgrounds, man, you did it right. That was fantastic. Again, I say, if you ever get the chance to come and see this, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it's amazing. I'd love to be able to see it lit up at night, but unfortunately I gotta keep moving. Got a lot more to see down the road. The Route 66 experience at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Oh my goodness. I really don't know what to say except I hope all of y'all have got the chance to see it. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know how long it's planning to be there, but that was spectacular. I especially like that they actually had some Burma Shave signs. So this one, the way you feel out on this road, is exactly like your grandpa told. Route 66 experience instead of Burma Shave. That's awesome. Yeah, it was really cool. Oh, and here's another one. Big mistake. Mini make. Rely on the horn instead of the brake. Burma Shave. And just for giggles, here's another one. Chicago to St. Louis, the beginning of the line. There's too much for just one sign. Burma Shave. Yeah, that whole walkthrough experience was absolutely fantastic. So much fun. But I had more I wanted to see in Springfield, so back out on the road I went to check things out. This time, headed over to Oak Ridge Cemetery. What is Oak Ridge Cemetery? Oak Ridge Cemetery is famous for several things, but especially one particular. It is the final resting place of our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. And this right here is the tomb where his body was originally laid to rest. From May 4th until December 21st of 1865, this is exactly where the former president laid. Now, there's a lot of stories, a lot of rumors, a lot of unsubstantiated claims that his body was actually stolen from here. I don't know. Is he really in his tomb? There's no way for me to know. Just kind of got to trust those that do know. But what I do know is he originally laid right here before he was moved over to where he is now. I'm at Springfield, Illinois, and this is the tomb of the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Let's go check it out. But before we go in, first we have to do a little bit of tradition, and that is rub old Abe's nose here. There we go. Hopefully it brings me good luck.
The stone is 14,000 pounds of Arkansas marble. it sets more toward you than over his grave. Okay? The ceiling is gold leaf. The quotation on the back is what Secretary Moore Stanton said on the death of the president at 7:22 in the morning. There are ancestral state flags, I can't remember. 3 state flags where he did live, Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois, and a presidential flag that can be flown where he's the president. Once in a while you see it on TV with the current president.
Out of Oak Ridge. She said, the president and I were there at the dedication in 1860, and he thought it was such a beautiful, peaceful place. They said, no, it's going to be down in town. She said, well, if you put it downtown, I'll take you back to Washington. Because the rumor was, in that Capitol, where they put like presidents on the review for after they die, Rotunda, right underneath of it is where they store that wooden display case. And it was originally built for George Washington of Washington.
This certainly wasn't my first time visiting Lincoln's tomb, and it won't be my last. But that first time was in 2002, and that's me right up there, 21 years, almost to the day. Almost to the day. But I did then get to go see his house in Springfield. This time I didn't get the chance to get over there to see the old house. But look who I ran into on my way out. You remember that couple from Pontiac? Yeah, I saw them a few more times, but that time they came up and wanted to talk, so I snagged a picture of us. That's kind of cool. But I had to get down the road to my next stop, and my GPS told me I had 4 miles to go. So I was back out on Route 60. What is that? Yeah, you just never know what you're going to see along the route. My next stop was just up the road from Lincoln's tomb at the Cozy Drive-In, home of the Krusty Pups, Krusty Dogs, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they're corn dogs, essentially. I mean, sort of, not really. Don't ever call it a corn dog while you're there, because they kind of take offense to it from what I hear, but it is essentially a corn dog. It is a hot dog on a stick with a corn batter wrapped around it. And so they're quite famous. It's one of those Route 66 institutions that have been around for a long time. It originally opened in 1946. It is owned by Bob Waldmeier's parents originally. Yeah, the same Bob Waldmeier that we've talked about several times on this series. There's a lot of his art around inside here and quite a few displays about Bob. Well, I mean, and that only makes sense, I suppose, but this place has got a lot of history in it. But they're known for their cozy dogs, so of course I wanted to check out what they had and give it a try myself.
Yeah, we could hear the gal call my name. That means that my order was ready, so it was time for me to try a cozy dog with some tater tots. Love a good tater tot. And they had this really cool Route 66 root beer. How could I not try it? It's root beer. It's got Route 66 on it. I'm a sucker for marketing, that's for sure. So I'm at the Cozy Dog in Springfield, Illinois, and I am going to try a cozy dog. They say it's better than a corn dog. Honestly, I don't eat a lot of meat, so I'm only going to have a little bit. But let's give it a try and see what it's like. Here we go. Quite different than a corn dog, actually. A little bit sweeter. That's actually pretty good. Not too shabby. Gonna put some mustard on it now and see if it's any better. All right, so we got some mustard here. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, it's really good. Cozy Dog, Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, totally worth the stop. If you're in the area, lunch, dinner, whatever, good prices too. I think it was less than $10, even with the tip. So totally worth doing. And to check out, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the icon, stuff on Bob Waldmeyer there too. Always worth it. But my day was over. It was time to get to my hotel, get checked in, get me some rest so I could do it again tomorrow. All right, so day 2 is over. I am at my hotel room. Here we are. We're at the Microtel in Springfield, Illinois. Neat little place. I like it. Looks comfy. So I'm going to take it easy the rest of the night. And then I got to hit it early tomorrow morning because tomorrow's going to be a long one. I'm going from here in Springfield all the way down to Cuba, Missouri. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. So day 2's done. See you out there tomorrow.